Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And I got to start with this from Smoke. Remember we talked about tokenized ETFs? Well, this comes from Wisdom Tree and State Street on the next big thing in ETFs. Take a listen.
Final question for you, being a pioneer and someone who's seen the promise and capabilities of ETFs. What does the future look like? What's that next big thing in ETFs that are in front of us?
The functionality that drove ETF success, liquidity, transparency, tax efficiency, it overwhelmed the other structures. If you are going to expect something to maybe one day dethrone ETFs, it would take that an enhanced functionality. So right now, ETFs are the best wrapper in the world. We have the least friction in the world. So you have to be able to see something that could potentially be better. So we think there is a chance through tokenization and sort of blockchain-enabled finance to make the experience even greater. So as an example, GLD, your big gold fund, is a U.S. product. I have gold in Europe, but European investors can't really buy they can, if they trade on the US, they can, but it's not really, they're regional products. Tokenized, physically backed gold can travel globally, can travel like Bitcoin around the world in a wallet, can offer peer-to-peer exchange and tied to payment rails. So gold could evolve from the structure, ETPs, where it's by far the best way to hold gold today, as an investment, but gold could be currency. Gold could be save in gold, pay in gold. So
you see how big tokenization is actually going to become. You can move anything of value all around the world through tokenization. And what do you think is going to be in between? Say the US wants to send gold to, I don't know, China. It could go in as gold through XRP and come out on the other end as gold. Or it could come out on the other end as a currency. It doesn't matter. That's how game-changing tokenization actually is. And all those Bitcoin ETFs, they're going to end up on the XRP ledger, like I've been telling you, and other networks as well. But that's how game-changing tokenization actually is. Elizabeth Warren, an anti-crypto movement losing their battle, according to former CFTC chairman. Her battle is going to end with FIT21. Moving on to FIT21, a more recent crypto bill that would give the CFTC regulatory jurisdiction over digital asset commodities, says that it could work since the CFTC has shown it can regulate non-wholesale markets before. The reason why the CFTC is mostly a wholesale regulator is because it oversees futures markets, which is for the most part have professional traders in them. It doesn't oversee spot markets where you got a lot of retail traders, us. This act would give the CFTC market supervision regulatory power over spot markets for crypto, and not just the derivative markets. That's how big FIT21 actually is. It takes all the power away from the SEC. And I think if this gets passed, it could be what starts to send crypto upward. It could even start alt season. That's how big this actually can be. Now, this comes from Jimmy Valley, and a lot of you wanted me to talk about this. So I learned about Nesara in 2020 when I was still in the private practice of law. I remember thinking to myself, what a great idea. Why are we not working on this? I had no idea. I was just beginning to scratch the surface. Let freedom ring out again throughout this land. But this would have to be globally. This can't just be in one country. So Debt Jubilee, because of illegal banking and government activities, abolish the IRS, create 14% flat sales tax. I always thought that was a great idea. Increase benefits to senior citizens, return to constitutional law, reinstate title of nobility amendment, new elections within 120 days, election integrity monitoring. That could be done on blockchain. Create rainbow currency backed by precious metals. A lot of people think that treasury dollar is actually going to be backed by something. I'm really eager to see where that treasury dollar goes. Abolish income tax. I'm always a fan of that. Prohibit sales of birth certificates as property bonds. Initiate new U.S. Treasury banking system. Eliminate Federal Reserve system. I think it's time we end the Fed. You know, the Fed created inflation, and now they're fighting off inflation. Restore financial privacy. Retrain judges and attorneys in constitutional law. Cease all aggressive U.S. military actions worldwide. I'm always for world peace. You know, I don't think we need to have wars going on all the time. Because you know who gets rich in wars? Politicians. That's who gets rich. Establish world peace. Release funds for humanitarian purposes. Look at Stellar working on humanitarian aid already. Release patents of suppressed technology. Now here's what we would all love to see. We would love to see this happen tomorrow. The problem is, I think this is what we're actually going to get. UBI. Take a listen.
We may need to consider bigger changes, and we should start talking about that now. Things like a shorter work week, or a universal basic income, or guaranteed income. Ideas that can spread work around and supplement the incomes of people as they shift to the much needed work that I mentioned earlier that can't be automated.
We know AI is going to take a lot of jobs, and I think the reason that they were always pushing for universal basic income is because it keeps them in control. It allows them to control the money that you receive. And that's why I really don't like the idea of universal basic income or universal high income, like Elon Musk says. But I think this is what they really want to push. You know, we want one thing, but they're going to give us something else. And I see people cheering for UBI every single day, all over X. I don't think they realize what comes with that. You're going to have a CBDC. You're going to have a digital ID as well to go with that UBI. And if you're buying stuff that they don't like you buying, guess what? They shut your money off. Got the NEOM payout list into real-time settlement systems. NEOM utilizes XRP through Ripple payments. As you can see below, they are using Visa Direct as the method. This comes from Chad Steingraber. So you see the dashboard. You can see that NEOM is facilitating USD to Singapore. And take notice how in between they have initiated, compliance, processing, and complete it. And it happens at a very fast pace. But NEOM is out there putting in new payment rails all the time, almost on a daily basis. Day 302, this also comes from Chad Steingraber. The settlement layer is just a piece of the puzzle as they must connect out into merchant payment, POS for everyday use, like PayPal, Stripe, and Plaid. Below is direct integration of Plaid into NEOM, Ripple payments used globally, XRP. And you know, that's what we need to happen. We got to get the merchants on board because that will lead to mass adoption. Once you're able to walk in a store and shop with crypto directly, that will lead to mass adoption because all of a sudden crypto will have real value. Oh, got the NEOM docs, wallet to wallet transfers. Now this I'm absolutely a fan of because this is what the future that I have always seen. You can allow a NEOM onboard a customer to transfer funds from their wallet to another Neum onboarded customer with a suite of Neum One platform fund transfer APIs, which your customer has authorized to do so. The sender and the receiver of the funds can be an individual or a business and can belong to the same or different client setup based on geographic regions. Global clients have multiple client setups on the platform where customers access the client setups required for wallet-to-wallet transfers. I was just talking about this in a video recently. I picture a day where you hold crypto in your digital wallet and you pay directly to the merchant's digital wallet with no intermediary. I think that day is coming. You know, right now you can do it, but you have to use Visa or you have to use MasterCard or some other option. I'm waiting for direct payments, wallet to wallet, and it looks like Neum is working on that right now. And I'm very bullish about that because then we will definitely see mass adoption. BRICS news: India and China eliminate US dollar in imports. BRICS currency will be launched in 2024. It will be a blockchain based and backed by gold. And XRP will bridge gold backed currencies. We're waiting on this. And you know, this idea of de-dollarization is not going away. You know, this should be talked about on the mainstream media news here in the United States, but nobody wants to talk about this. You know, instead, it's the crisis of the day or what's going on with Trump in the court proceedings. You know, we need to make everyone aware of what's coming because as more and more countries are pulling away from the US dollar, eventually we are going to see hyperinflation in the US. The Fed versus the Treasury, all roads lead to inflation. You know, the Treasury is talking about buying back all of those bonds now. And that's supposed to start at some point this week. They're going to have to print money to do that. And people are thinking that, you know, this isn't going to lead to more inflation. It absolutely is going to. When interpreting Treasury yield data, remember that this market is being heavily manipulated by Yellen. She's conducting the Treasury versions of both Operation Twist and QE over reliance on short-term issuance and now buybacks. Term premium is now virtually nonsensical. And she's planning to start this up, which they haven't done this since all the way back in 2002. So the money printer comes on, crypto starts to rise. That's what I see happening. It could start as early as this week. It's supposed to happen all the way up until the end of July as well. Let's see where this goes from here. But I'm picturing more inflation, higher inflation. Q4 2024, the government airdrop. So to tie government to launch digital wallet cash handouts in Q4 of 2024. This is like a stimulus that they're doing. Honestly, if we ever see another stimulus inside the United States, I think you're going to have a digital wallet to get your stimulus. Most likely, you will also need a digital ID as well. And that's how they're going to push forward with CBDCs. I think they're going to roll it out before the next election even happens. And they're going to create some sort of event, some sort of chaos that now shows a need for digital money. And I think that's also going to come in 2024. I'm hoping it doesn't. And I'm hoping that we get through this election without any type of crisis, because I think we all seen enough crisis already. But I do believe the next stimulus will require a digital ID and a digital wallet here in the US. Other countries are already going in this direction as well. But you know, until it all happens, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.